independent. Better recognize I'm a king's descendant. If they wish to end us, then I bring the vengeance. You can't buy me with your rings of pendants, cause I'm independent. Better recognize I'm a king's descendant. If they wish to end us, then I bring the vengeance. You can't buy me with your rings of pendants. DIY gang, 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 DIY gang. So this is another one I want to talk about. This one is called Inferno on the same album, my new third album. It was called Flames. I didn't really like the name, so I changed it. But the point that I want to bring up on this one is I wrote the chorus, I wrote the hook on this. I'm not a singer. I didn't want to sing it. I got a singer into the studio, and because I'd rough recorded the chorus, it was really easy to explain to her how I wanted it, roughly what I wanted it to sound like, the kind of harmonies I wanted to use, even little nuances like that. Let's have a listen to how the rough recording sounds. Told me jumping if you're falling and I catch ya. That's why I'm singing. I lose my way. Why can't you feel my passion? The moment that I move from safe, it started a chain reaction, and I don't wanna do the same. I just wanna choose my lane. I don't wanna lose my way. Yeah, it's like the flames around. It's the type of passion that will hurt unless you nurture the type of flame. So let's compare that to the final version. It's still my life and you come on me in your game. That's why I'm singing. So there's so much going on there. The little nuances, the way that she holds certain notes, all of that came from here. You know, not just the words, the way that it was delivered, it all initially came from me sitting down and doing this rough recording and going through it with a fine-tooth comb and, you know, really getting what I wanted specifically out of it. And even when you're in the studio with the singer, you can solo. And I don't wanna lose my way. Why can't you feel my passion? Good gracious, I cannot sing, but that's not the point. You can solo individual parts of the track so that they can hear each part, the melodies that you want to use, etc., etc. Personally, I mean, I'm not a singer, but I think if you're a session singer and if you come in to do a job for somebody, I think those things really help when that person knows directly what they want you to do and has said, okay, this is the guidelines that I'd like you to work within, but go crazy within those guidelines. And that's what she did, and I think she did a fantastic job. So yeah, that is, in my opinion, how and why rough recordings can really help you improve your final recordings. And like I said, it's so simple. Let's open up a new track real quick so I can show you. You really don't need a whole lot of knowledge. I taught myself to do this, and I'm by no stretch of the imagination a sound engineer or somebody who knows how to use Logic or anything like that. It's really easy. You just throw your track in, make some basic tracks for your vocals, that right there, new basic track. Make sure you've got an input, whether that's a microphone on your computer or you've got an actual microphone. And, oh, turn off the metronome. That's something I always have to remind myself. Then just press record. Oops. That's what happens when you do it wrong. So let's go back. There we go. Press record. And then you can just record straight in on there. And you're good. You just do your thing. Blah, 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 etc., etc. Press record. And then you can just record straight in on there. And you're good. You just do your thing. Blah, 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 etc., etc. There we go. Really, really easy. Now, if you don't have GarageBand, you can also use other methods. For instance, if you've got a smartphone, you can use the recording function on your smartphone. I've just recently changed over to Android, and that's not saying that iPhone is bad or anything, but that's what I happened to be on. I found an app called Smart Recordings, and it's free for one thing, but the best thing about this is it records the audio coming out of your phone. So you can actually play something from your audio player. For, say you've got your music on Google Play or on a separate app. You can play it directly. It will record the music coming out of your phone, and it will also record your voice whilst you rap over it. So you can do that as well. It's really easy. If you've got an iPhone, it's a little bit more difficult with the inbuilt record function, but there are ways around it. When I had an iPhone, I used to just play the music from my laptop, hold my phone near my laptop, and then rap into the kind of dictaphone, into the microphone on my phone, and similar sort of effect. You know, you don't get a lot of control over it. You can't do multi-tracks, you can't do harmonies and things like that, but it will at least give you a basic recording, and it at least breaks down a whole load of barriers to entry to actually making a rough recording. And that's what I want to do for you. I want to make it as easy as possible to get these rough recordings done. So that's all I got to say on it. Do your rough recordings before you go to the studio. Thank me later. What more can I say? Yeah, so there you have it, y'all. That's how you make a rough recording. It's simple, isn't it? But it can benefit you greatly. It can really help you to find new and interesting ways of presenting your lyricism and your words and your voice that you might not have thought of initially had you just gone to the studio and done it. So I wholly recommend doing rough recordings for every one of the tracks that you plan to record in a professional studio. I hope you find it helpful. As always, leave a comment in the comment box on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions or any topics you want me to cover in a future video, make sure to comment, make sure to like, make sure to share this with anyone you think is going to find this helpful, because I want to help out. So till next time, y'all, keep it independent, keep it DIY, gang. Peace.